Inside PressBox is presented by Maryland Mutual Mortgage. Contact them at mdmutual.com for the best mortgage to fit your needs. Welcome back to Inside PressBox. How would you like to win $1,000 every time the Orioles turn a double play? You can buy a double play scratch-off ticket from the Maryland Lottery and enter for a chance to become the double play contestant of the game. To learn more about that and other double play scratch-off prizes, we welcome Stephen Martino, director of the Maryland Lottery. Steve, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thanks.
It's funny, tonight as we tape this on Thursday night, I was watching the game on Masson, and Jim Palmer and Gary Thorne were talking about whether or not the contestant of the night who sends in a non-winning ticket for another chance to win that $1,000 there in the given game if the Orioles get a double play, do they know in advance whether or not, and neither of them knew the answer to the question.
Yeah, in all likelihood they probably don't, just kind of given the timing of the drawing and then when the game is. Certainly we're notifying them after their name is drawn, and you know, if they're able to win any money by the Orioles turning double plays, but you know, it's just kind of hard.
And it's multiple double plays too. If, in other words, if they turn one, that person wins $1,000. But the other night was Zach Britton a week ago or 10 days ago, I think turned 3 double plays.
If they turn one every inning, they'd get $9,000, so absolutely.
That's pretty good.
It is good.
That's pretty good. That's
yeah.
pretty good money. Marketing these things, do you enter into much of the social media and stuff? I know you spend sponsorship dollars with the ball clubs and all that and with PressBox, but do you dabble in that as well, getting the social media?
Yeah, we really do. It's you know, just it's another way to reach potential players of the Maryland Lottery. I would encourage everyone who's on Facebook. You can find the official Maryland Lottery Facebook page and go and like it and become a fan of it, and you can follow what we do and get a lot of information. I think, you know, we just try to put out some interesting, fun tidbits about the lottery and the games that are going on, and then, you know, we really try to incorporate the internet into, you know, some of our special promotions like we have with the Orioles and the double play ticket. If you go to mdlottery.com/double play, you know, you'll find the information about this particular ticket. We've done the same thing with the Ravens, and so that's you know, it's a really good way to reach people who are, you know, players of these games.
Now, I know that you personally are a big sports fan. You know, you're from Kansas, out in the Kansas City area, and you're a Royals fan and also a Kansas fan.
I am.
But you're here now, and when you got here, you really wanted, you know, it was pretty clear the Ravens have ruled the roost a bit in this town for a while. The NFL kind of is king. But it was important to you to reach out and get the Orioles involved in a ticket to kind of be equal, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we pride ourselves in thinking that the relationship that the Maryland Lottery has with the Baltimore Ravens is the best partnership between a lottery and an NFL franchise. And, you know, for the last 2 years, that ticket's been the best-selling $5 ticket that we've ever had. I felt, though, that it was important that we have a sponsorship and relationship with the Orioles that was just as robust as our commitment with the Ravens, and that's why we really, I think, you know, focused this year on developing a ticket that, you know, kind of we were able to get a lot of interplay with the Ravens. I think the concept of having the double play player for each game, so that the Orioles are turning double plays, whether it's home and away, and developing these experiential prizes, has really kind of amplified this relationship that we wanted to have with the Orioles.
Not taking anything away from the relationship with the Ravens, but the fact that the Orioles play practically every day, 5-6 times a week, there's a repeat factor that, in terms of marketing this, do you find that baseball in a way can lend itself to that?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's a 162-game season. I mean, the games are on, you know, virtually every night. You know, it is very positive, and clearly there's a benefit to the Maryland Lottery. We would not be doing this if it weren't, but we think that having, you know, an association with the Orioles, with the Ravens, and frankly with things that are identified with Baltimore and the state of Maryland, we want to be supportive of that. We want to be supportive of the people who play us, and it makes sense.
You use the word robust, you know, in the relationship with the Ravens, that it's a robust relationship. Right. Can a sports team have a robust relationship when they've had losing seasons consecutively, or do you need the team to ultimately win to make it more beneficial?
It's clearly easier to market this ticket and get people excited about the relationship if it is for, you know, a winning program, a winning franchise. That's been easy for the Ravens because they have been on the upside, and you know they're really a top flight organization. We have a very professional relationship with them. You know, I think we would be kidding ourselves if we didn't acknowledge that the difficulty that the Orioles have had over the last couple of years don't play into what we do. But you know, there was a lot of excitement coming out of the last season, the hiring of Buck Showalter and the play probably for the second half of the season. And, you know, the energy that was at the ballpark, particularly on opening day, because I was there, and just the activity around the tent that we had really demonstrated, I think, how committed this community is and the state is to the Orioles. And we just wanted to reflect that in our sponsorship.
I got about 20 seconds. The labor situation in the National Football League, is it complicating plans for a ticket for this coming football season? Will there be a ticket?
Our hope is that there will be a ticket. We're working on it. The nature of our sponsorship is a little bit different because we've got to plan ahead, and obviously we've got to be good stewards of the state's money. So
it's complicated, but you're hopeful, very much hopeful of having it.
We're hopeful that they solve the labor situation and play very soon.
Stephen Martino, Director of the Maryland Lottery, thank you very much for coming in again. Appreciate it. Before we break, let's take a look at our photo of the week, brought to you by Yuengling Lager, a true American classic. Taste the quality that 180 years of family-owned and operated tradition brews into every single bottle. PressBox photographer Sabina Moran was out in the rain at College Park last Saturday, and she was rewarded with the chance to see a thrilling overtime game, which I saw too, between Johns Hopkins University and Maryland. She took this picture of senior attackman Kyle Wharton, whose overtime goal gave then number 3 Blue Jays a 12-11 victory against then number 4 Terps. You can read my full recap of the game at PressBoxOnline.com. This portion of Inside PressBox conveniently has been brought to you by the Maryland Lottery's Double Play. Scratch off, scratch the front, peel the back, plus enter non-winning tickets at mdlottery.com/doubleplay for a chance to win cash and great Orioles prizes.